Given that x plus 2y is equal to 7 and 4xy is equal to 20, find x and y. We take down solution. We have been given the following equations. First one, we have x plus 2y is equal to 7. We call this one equation 1. Next, we have 4xy is equal to 20. We call this one equation 2. In equation 1, we are going to make x the subject of formula. That means if we make x the subject of formula, this will give us x to be equal to 7 minus 2y. We call this one equation 3. Next, we are going to put equation 3 into equation 2, which has not been used. That means in equation 2, anywhere we see x, we have to replace x with 7 minus 2y. This will give us 4 times. We replace this x with 7 minus 2y times y is equal to 20. Next, what we are going to do is we are going to divide all through this equation by 4. 4 times 7 minus 2y times y is equal to 20. We divide both sides by 4. This will give us, at the left hand side, 4 will strike off 4. We'll be left with 7 minus 2y times y is equal to 20. Next, we have to expand this bracket at the left hand side. 7 times y gives us 7y minus 2y times y gives us 2y squared is equal to 20. Next, what we have to do is we are going to transfer 20 to the left hand side, and when it crosses the equality sign, it becomes negative. This will give us 7y minus 2y squared minus 20 is equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation which can be further arranged. This will give us a negative 2y squared plus 7y minus 20 is equal to 0. Next, what we have to do is we are going to multiply all through this quadratic equation by negative 1. The reason why we are multiplying all through by negative 1 is simply because we want to make the coefficient of y squared to be positive. Multiplying all through by negative 1, this will give us negative 1 times negative 2y squared plus 7y minus 20 to be equal to negative 1 times 0. Expanding this bracket, negative 1 times negative 2y squared gives us 2y squared. Negative 1 times 7y gives us minus 7y. Negative 1 times negative 20 gives us plus 20. We equate this to negative 1 times 0 gives us 0. This is a quadratic equation. Next, we have to solve this quadratic equation for y. We are going to make use of the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula states that y will simply be equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. We divide all this by 2a, where a is the coefficient of y squared, which is 2, comma, b is the coefficient of y, which is negative 7, and c is the constant term, which is 20. Inserting it in the formula, in the quadratic formula, this will give us negative, the value of b is negative 7 plus or minus the square root of negative 7 squared minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is 20. We divide all this by 2a, which is 2 times 2. This will simply give us negative negative becomes positive. This will give us 7 plus or minus. This will be equal to 7 plus or minus the square root of negative 7 squared. That means negative 7 times negative 7, which gives us 49, minus 4 times 2 gives us 8. 8 times 20 gives us 160. We have to divide this by 2 times 2, and see, which gives us 4. This will simply be equal to 7 plus or minus the square root of 49 minus 160. It gives us negative 111 all over 4. The square root of negative 111 is simply equal to the square root of negative 1 times 111, which is simply equal to, you can break this as the square root of negative 1 times the square root of 111. This is simply equal to the square root of negative 1 gives us I times the square root of 111, which is this will simply be I times the square root of 111. This will simply be equal to 7 plus or minus I root 111 all over 4. It simply means y has two values. If you take the first value of y, it is simply equal to, in this case, we are going to take addition 7 plus I root 111 all over 4, or y is simply equal to, we take the next case where we subtract 7 minus I root 111 all over 4. These are the two values of y. Knowing the two values of y, it is very easy for us to find the values of x. We are going to make use of equation 3. Using equation 3, remember equation 3, we have x equal to 7 minus 2y. We take the first star for y equal to 7 plus I root 111 all over 4. We have to find the value of x. That means we have to replace y with this value. That is, x will simply be equal to 7 minus 2 times, replace y with its value, which is 7 plus I root 111 over 4. 7 plus I root 111 all over 4. Remember, 2 here can be written as 2 over 1. Simplifying this, 2 will go here one time, while 2 will go here, 2 will go into 4 two times. This will simply be equal to 7, which can be expressed as 7 over 1, minus, we'll be left with 7 plus I root 111 all over 2. This will simply be equal to, we are subtracting two fractions. The LCM of their denominators is simply 2. 2 divided by 1 gives us 2 times 7, gives us 14. Bring down this operation sign. 2 divided by 2 gives us 1. 1 times 7 plus I root 111 remains 7 plus I root 111, and we have to put this in brackets. This will simply be equal to 14. We have to expand this bracket by multiplying through by negative 1. 14 minus 7 minus I root 111 all over 2. And this will simply be equal to 14 minus 7 gives us 7 minus I root 111 all over 2. This is the first value of x. Remember, when subtracting complex numbers, we subtract the real parts separately and we subtract the imaginary parts separately. Now let's proceed to find the second value for x. For us to find the second value of x, we are going to replace the value of y in equation 3 with 7 minus I root 111 all over 4. Take 2 star for y equal to 7 minus I root 111 all over 4. X will simply be equal to 7 minus 2 times, we have to replace y with this value, which is 7 minus I root 111 all over 4. These 2 can be written as 2 over 1. We can simplify this. 2 will go here 1 time. 2 will go into 4 here 2 times. This will simply be equal to 7, which can be expressed as 7 over 1 minus 7 minus I root 111 all over 2. We are subtracting two fractions. The LCM of their denominators is simply 2. 2 divided by 1 remains 2 times 7 gives us 14. We bring down the operation sign, which is minus. 2 divided by 2 gives us 1. 1 times 7 minus I root 111 remains 7 minus I root 111. We put this in brackets. This will simply be equal to 14. We have to expand this bracket. That means multiply through by negative 1. 14 minus 7. Negative 1 times negative I root 111 becomes plus I root 111 all over 2. This will simply be equal to subtracting the real parts. 14 minus 7 gives us 7 plus the imaginary part, which is I root 111 all over 2. This is the second value of x. Let's write down the conclusion. Therefore, the solution, we are going to write down the solution as an ordered pair. Therefore, the first one, xy will simply be equal to, the x value is 7 minus I root 111 all over 2, and the y value is 7 plus I root 111 all over 4. This is for the first one. Or the next we have for xy to be equal to, we have the x value as 7 plus I root 111 all over 2, comma, and we have the y value as 7 plus I root 111 minus, this is minus, not plus, all over 4. These are the solutions. Now let's verify to see if these solutions are correct. We are going to make use of the first equation to see if we replace x and y with their values. We add to see if we are going to obtain 7. Take down the verification. For the first equation, we have x plus 2y is equal to 7. Let's take the first set of solutions. We are going to replace x by its value and y by its value at the left hand side. This will give us 7 minus I root 111 all over 2 plus 2, which can be expressed as 2 over 1 times the y value, which is 7 plus I root 111 all over 4. This will simply be equal to 7 minus I root 111 all over 2 plus, you can simplify this, 2 way 1 time, 2 going to 4 2 times, we'll be left with 7 plus I root 111 all over 2. You see that these two fractions, they have a common denominator. What we are going to do is, we are going to maintain the common denominator, then we add their numerators. This will simply be equal to 7 minus I root 111 plus 7 plus I root 111 all over 2, which is the common denominator. This will simply be equal to 7 plus 7 gives us 14. Negative I root 111 plus I root 111, this and this will give us 0. We'll be left with 14 over 2. 14 over 2 is simply equal to 7. Value is true. The values of x and y, they are correct. Now let's verify for the second solution. For the second solution, we have to insert the values of x and y in equation 1. That means we have to replace x with 7 plus I root 111 over 2 and y with 7 minus I root 111 all over 4. Then we simplify to see if we are going to obtain 7. That's what we have to do. Replacing x and y with their values for the second solution, this will give us the value of x. We have 7 plus I root 111 all over 2 plus 2 times the value of y, which is 7 minus I root 111 all over 4. This will simply be equal to 2. This 2 can be expressed as 2 over 1. This will give us 7 plus I root 111 all over 2 plus, simplifying this, 2 way 1 time, 2 going to 4 2 times, we'll be left with 7 plus 7 minus I root 111 all over 2. This will simply be equal to these two fractions. They have a common denominator, which is 2. We are simply going to add their numerators. This will give us 7 plus I root 111 plus 7 minus I root 111. This will simply be equal to 7 plus 7 gives us 14. I root 111 minus I root 111 gives us 0. We'll be left with 14 over 2, which is simply equal to 7. This rule. The pair of equations x plus 2y equal to 7 and 4xy equal to 20 has solutions 7 minus I root 111 over 2 for x and 7 plus I root 111 over 4 for y, or 7 plus I root 111 over 2 for x and 7 minus I root 111 all over 4. We are done with the solution of this question. If in case you have any doubts, feel free to drop your questions at the comment section. Please like the video, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much for watching.